Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and in today's video I'll be giving you guys a update on what's been going on in the past 2 months. It's been 2 months postpartum for me, and Andreas just turned 2 months old a couple of days ago. I'm filming this on the 10th, so it's been 4 days since his 2 months birthday, birthday, whatever. So anyways, I'll give you guys an update on how I'm feeling, and then I'll talk about him more and overall the adjustment to having 2 kids, going from 1 child to 2 kids. So I'm very lucky that my recovery went kind of much faster and easier this time around, which makes me actually feel a little bit like it's kind of like a mystery how that's possible, because I have way less time, like almost no time actually, to rest and sleep. So I don't know how it's possible that the recovery feels like it went faster and easier this time around. I still had some bleeding for about 5 to 6 weeks, which is normal. And again, I don't ever really measure myself, weigh myself as far as the weight goes. My 6 weeks last checkup with the midwives, I was 125, I think, which is basically what I was prior to getting pregnant. But again, I don't really care about the weight. For me, it's more like how I feel, and I feel like my normal self as far as the weight. But I do feel more sluggish because obviously I haven't had a chance to work out, although I'm very active, like moving around all day. So I do burn a lot of calories per se. Again, I don't care about the calories. I do definitely want to get back into working out. I just don't see how that's gonna happen right now, because the last 2 months have been very challenging, which I'll talk about more. But yeah, so my recovery's been, knock on wood, going on quite well. I feel like myself, with the exception of my mid-section with the stomach. Obviously everything there is a lot more squishier and softer. 2 children have been grown inside and have come out, so the stomach muscles are, you know, very loose. I'm hoping that I can start pelvic floor, what is it called? Pelvic floor physiotherapy, I think, which is supposed to really help tighten everything up down there and stuff like that. I haven't, again, had the chance to even research or anything like that, but it is on my to-do list. So that's kind of a small update on my postpartum physical update. And as far as mental, it's been quite challenging, guys. I'm not gonna lie. The transition from having 1 baby to 2 babies has been very difficult emotionally for me, because Adriana and I have been, you know, inseparable 24/7 for almost 2 years. And it was, I think it was like, I don't know, the first 3 days or the first, I don't know, couple of days. I can't remember much now, because with no sleep it's kind of like a blur. Like the last 2 months have been sort of like a blur. So anyways, I can't remember exactly what day postpartum, but I had a moment when during nighttime bedtime routine I just like burst into tears. Part of my bedtime routine is I sing a song for her, and when I was singing it, I just felt this like overwhelming grief, which is like such a weird word to say, but that's what I felt, to like what her and I had, you know, like she was my only baby. And it was this confusing feeling, because obviously you're happy to have another child and it's such a miracle and a blessing, but then I had this like confusing feeling of like grieving the fact that she won't be my only child anymore. And then after I put her down, I just like, these like tears were flowing, and I was weeping, like literally weeping. I had to go outside and just like sit in nature for a minute and just let all those emotions come out. And then once I cried it all out, I was fine. And since then it's almost like a switch went up, and I was like, okay, now I have 2 kids. So I guess it was like, for me, that mental switch happened. Again, I can't remember when it was, but I think it was like under a week, a couple of days after he was born. So emotionally that was tough, but now, you know, once I made peace with that, now it's just a matter of like figuring out how to balance your time and your attention on both of them, and making sure that each one receives, you know, everything that you have to give and receives equal amount of love and attention. So it's definitely a challenge. I'm still figuring it out. I'm nowhere near settled into it. It's still new. It still feels very new, even though it's been 2 months. So that's kind of like the update as far as the transition. Yeah, it's just been a lot harder to find time for yourself, because literally like from morning to night and to evening, and then all throughout the night, I'm, you know, taking care of the kids and the house, and then Andreas at night. So it's been hard, and even just like simple things, I'm sure, you know, if you're a mom and if you have 2 kids or more than 1 kid, you will probably relate. It's just hard to even like eat sometimes, and to go to the bathroom, and to do anything. It's been wonderful having Demetri home. We're so blessed that Andreas was born right in the middle of the summer, which is when Demetri's off from school. As you guys know, some of you might know, he's a high school teacher, so he's been home, and I don't know how I would just survive without him, because even with having him home, it still is a challenge. We're still, you know, struggling as far as like figuring out how to balance everything, because actually Adriana is going through her very difficult time right now as well, because she is almost 2 years old. So I don't know if they say the terrible twos, whatever, I don't know if it related to that, but obviously the transition's been hard on her at the beginning. And also she is beginning to talk, so when that happens, it's a big thing on the brain. So she is having a lot more meltdowns and just tantrums and things like that that were like non-existent previous to again, I don't know if it's related to Andreas's birth or her talking, probably a combination of both, but because she's having such a hard time, it's like she needs undivided attention at all times, and then majority of the time she's asking for mommy, which is obviously she's missing that time with me. So it's just been, even having Demetri at home, it's still been challenging. So I can only imagine, or like I can't even imagine frankly, if he wasn't home, how that would be like. And he actually ended up taking September off, and I'll talk about why, because Andreas has been a bit of a tough baby. The first 8 weeks, I guess, have been quite tough, so he just decided to take that time off to kind of, you know, be around more, and hoping that by 3 months things will sort of get better and it will get a bit easier to manage both of them. So now I'll talk about Andreas and what he's been like. So to be honest with you guys, he is such a different baby, and you know, I know that theoretically, I always knew that every baby is different, but you can't help but compare your baby to like your experience, which my experience with Adriana, and it was really difficult at first. I was like, basically, obviously he's his own person, he's, you know, very different, and in a way a lot more fussier and just kind of like needy, I guess is the word, like more clingy. He just wants to be held all the time, and he has a lot of like gassy issues, and we think it's reflux because at night he would be making these like grunting noises. So it's been challenging on him and on us, because he's experiencing so many like physical sensations that are difficult. So we've been trying everything natural that we can to help him with the gas, gripe water, fennel tea. I've been drinking fennel tea to help with like the breast milk. So yeah, I'm breastfeeding him, if you guys are not aware. Yeah, it's just, he's definitely a different type of baby. He's just more aware in a way, like he's got a hard time settling into sleep, which for me was so surprising, because to me, like newborns, basically that's all they do is sleep, but he's been quite different. He has, or he had, I don't want to jinx it, the past few days have been kind of getting better, so I'm like praying that we've turned a leaf and that things are gonna get better as far as sleep for him, because he's basically been unable to like settle into sleep during the day, like have naps, which is like crazy, because that's what newborns do, is all they do is sleep. At least that's what I thought, because that was my experience with Adriana, and he just has been having such a hard time settling into sleep. He loves motion, so if you put him in a stroller and you go outside, he just will sleep like a long time, but it's not always feasible. It's not something I want to create a habit. Like I don't want to create that habit or that sleep association. It's very important for me to help him create healthy sleep association, so that for his lifetime it's always easy to fall asleep. Just like with Adriana, you know, I did a lot of research and I made sure to help her learn healthy sleep associations, and now, knock on wood, she sleeps really well. So I want to do the same for him, and it's just been kind of a struggle trying to figure it out. And like I said, he is getting better. The past, like yesterday and today actually, he actually slept a long time, like what he's supposed to sleep like during the day. The naps are like 2 hours long, which is like I said, what he's supposed to be doing. But previously to that, he would either not be able to settle into sleep, or if he did, he would wake up in like 20 minutes, 30 minutes, which is just not the type of quality of sleep that he needs. So obviously he would be more fussy and things like that. You know, sleep is like the most important thing. So because of that, during the day, like if he's not sleeping, he wants to be held, and it's like you can't really put him down. He either wants to eat, and yeah, he's been breastfeeding almost around the clock, like almost every hour. If he's not sleeping, he would want to eat. Again, the last week, I would say last week to 2 weeks have been getting a bit better, but prior to that, it was literally like almost every hour, if he's awake, he would want to eat. And I believe at the beginning, I believe in feeding on demand, so I would be feeding him because he would try everything and nothing would settle him except for the nursing. So it makes you think that yes, okay, he's hungry. So it's just been hard because if I'm feeding him all the time, I need to make sure my supply is up, but I literally just like physically don't have the time to eat. So I actually wanted to introduce you guys to this company that I got approached by a couple months ago, which was just perfect. I feel like it's just such a blessing because I don't have time to eat, so I need more like snacks and like quick things on the go. So let me just grab it and I'll show you guys. So they contacted me and wanted to send me their products to test, and it's called RX Bar. Let me just gather it in my hand. So I have a couple of different flavors here, and I'm not really a fan of protein bars, but when they contacted me and wanted to send me their products to test, I thought it's perfect time right now for me to try something like this because I knew that I wasn't gonna have much time to eat. So protein bars are great because they're just so easy. You just grab it and you can like eat it on the go or eat it with like one hand, which is something you need to do as a mom. So I just wanted to introduce you guys to this brand because I've been loving these protein bars. There's 12 grams of protein in each bar. They're all natural and clean ingredients. No added sugar. They are gluten, soy free. So the protein comes from the egg whites. There's 6 almonds, 4 cashews, 2 dates. In this one here, this is the chocolate and sea salt. So it's all natural. The texture comes from the nuts. So they use different nuts in each of the flavors. I have here the chocolate sea salt, the peanut butter, blueberry, and they actually have sent me a couple of the kids bars as well. So I have the berry blast and the chocolate chip. I personally like savory and sweet things, so my favorite has been the chocolate sea salt. I've really been enjoying that. So yeah, I've really been loving these bars and wanted to introduce you to them because all natural, easy to eat. So if you're a mom or just on the go and you don't have time to eat, these are awesome. And if you guys would like to check them out as well, you can go to www.rxbar.com/realleyla, and with the promo code RealLeyla, I will include it in the bottom bar. You can receive 25% off of your first order. So yeah, like I was saying, it's been tough as far as managing time, and I'm just praying that now that he's turned 2 months that things will start get better as far as his daytime sleep goes, because I can almost manage the no sleep at night, but during the day not being able to do anything else other than literally just like holding him, which I would love holding him, but at the same time it's so difficult and frustrating because I literally cannot get anything else done. So if you're a mom, you probably can relate to that, and yes, it's tough at the beginning. So I just wanted to kind of be like honest with you guys about how it's been. I don't want to sugarcoat it and say, you know, like, yes, I'm the super mom, I've had it all figured out. I really don't, you know. And I feel like on social media, you know, it's very easy to like create a certain image, and I don't want to do that and, you know, give you guys a false sort of a view of how things are. So I just wanted to be like super real with you and tell you how it's been exactly. So he's the sweetest little boy when he's not gassy and when he's well rested. He's so sweet. He's just, we love him so much. Adriana loves him so much. Even though she's going through her transition, it's like irrespective of her love for him, it's more her wanting time with me. With him, she just loves him so much. If he's crying, she will come over and try to give him the soothe, the pacifier, or like call me. If she hears him crying, she's like, oh baby, he's crying. So she just loves him. She, in the morning, her first thing she does is like baby hug, you know, she just wants to hug him. Even before she kisses and hugs me, she wants to hug the baby. So she loves him, and it's so sweet, and I literally cannot wait for him to get a bit older and just like to see them interacting, because even now he already reacts to her so positively. Like if she's around him and he hears her voice, he turns his head towards her and smiles to her, and that's just like melts my heart. And all the toughness, all the challenging situations, all the struggles are almost worth it when you have those moments, because that's what it's all about, you know. It's all about family. And I know, you know, obviously the first little bit when you have a baby is very, very challenging. So what my mantra has been the past 2 months is, this too shall pass. And it's just like a reminder that everything in life is temporary, whether it's a struggle or it's your happiness or anything, any feeling, any emotion, anything that is happening is all temporary and will pass. So this time has been quite challenging, and you know, in the moments where it is quite challenging, where you feel like I just have nothing else to give, I'm so exhausted, that's been my mantra. And it really, really helps, because you know, it's all mental, you know. So once you kind of switch your mind and you realize this is not gonna last, it's just temporary, everything is gonna pass, he's gonna, you know, grow and get better at sleeping, and all this will be worth it in the end. That's kind of what's been helping me. So I wanted to mention it to you guys as well. If you're going through something challenging, then definitely this too shall pass has been helpful for me, at least, to kind of put things in perspective. Oh, and another thing that I wanted to kind of talk about is how sweet it's been for me to see Demetri and Adriana's bond really deepen over the summer, because you know, during the year when he's working, you know, you try to spend as much time as you can as a family, but it's hard because, you know, by the time he gets home, it's like whatever, you know, late afternoon, and she goes to sleep earlier, right? Like around 7:30. So they would spend time together, but it wasn't as much time as you would need to have like a really deep bond. And over the summer, because obviously I've been, you know, caring for the baby, Demetri and Adriana have been spending a lot more time together. He's been taking her out to different activities and different play centers, and they've been just doing stuff together, and it's been so heartwarming for me to see them just kind of like build this relationship together. And now she's just like, sometimes she prefers even him over me, and she'll be like, daddy, daddy, and it's just, it truly is so, so sweet. And like I said, even with all the struggles, even with all the challenges, I just feel so grateful to like have these beautiful children in my life, that they've chosen me and us as their parents. And like I said, if you're a mom and you're having a hard time now, just do your best to kind of shift your perspective from all the hardships, and just remember that it is a blessing, and it's all gonna pass. The hardships will pass, and it's all gonna be worth it once they are a bit older. And like for me right now, it's so exciting to see her starting to talk and like express herself. It's just wonderful. All of the hardships are worth it at the end of the day, and I really wouldn't change it for the world. So yeah, I mean, I really feel like now that he turned 2 months, like things are slowly getting better, with sleep in particular. And they say that boys in general have more gassy issues, so by 2 to 3 months it should get better. So again, I'm praying that it gets better for him, because it's just tough to see him, you know, I don't know if it's pain per se, but like discomfort. And you know, we try to do exercises like bicycles and kind of lift his legs and push it against his tummy a bit, and it helps to like release that extra gas. So we've been doing whatever we can to help him, but still it's just more like digestive issues as a baby, as his body sort of physically learns to how things work, I guess. So yeah, I think that's all the updates that I wanted to kind of talk to you guys about. Oh, and then another little update, if you watched my previous vlog, the open house, I did put it in the description bar, but I'm not sure if everybody will read it. So we did sell this house and are now actively looking for our new home, because obviously we are on a time crunch, but we're not worried. We believe that the perfect house is out there, and we'll find it. And perhaps by the time this video goes up, we've already maybe even bought a house. I don't know. There's a lot more houses coming up on the market now that it's September. So we are hopeful and excited for this new chapter in our lives, and we are even more excited to be sharing it with you guys. I honestly feel like I truly have the best audience, like the best loving, supportive audience. I love you guys so much. I feel like you are extended family and friends out there. So I appreciate all your love and support all throughout all these years, and I'm excited to be sharing the rest of my journey with you guys as a mom of two, and as we're going to be moving and kind of like, you know, showing you our journey. So thank you so much for sticking with me throughout all these years, and I'm excited to share more. I love you guys. I hope you're having a wonderful day wherever you are, and I'll see you in the next video. Mwah. Bye. So right after I signed off and said bye, he woke up. So I thought I will just come back and show you guys what he looks like at 2 months old. My precious buddy. Hi. You had a good nap? Yeah, you had a good nap. Oh, my precious baby. He's actually so big. He was born 7/11, and at the last midwife appointment at 6 weeks, he was 14 pounds. So he's a big, healthy baby. Knock on wood. And actually tomorrow we have our 2 months checkup, and I'm really curious to see how much more weight he's gained. He's got pretty good head control, not fully there yet, but pretty much holds his head up, as you can tell, unsupported, but you know, still not 100%. And overall, like I said, when he's well fed and well rested and his tummy is not bothering him, he's just so sweet and so smiley, and we just love him so much. Look at this little chunker. And if you follow me on Instagram, you'll probably see some of his rolls. He just has these chunky little thighs and chunky little arms, and it's absolutely delicious. So yeah, I just wanted to show you guys what he looks like at 2 months, because I'm sure actually I will probably love going back to these videos and watching as the months go by and as he gets bigger and bigger. So there he is. Say hi, everybody. Hi. So he's actually probably getting hungry now, so I'm gonna go and give him his lunch. But yes, again, second time around, we love you guys, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.